Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to all my lovely students. I hope you all are fit and healthy at your home. Now students, as we know that we have already started chapter number 15, simple, complex and compound sentences. Here we have learned what is simple sentence. In simple sentence, as we know that there is subject and predicate, which is contain only one clause. Complex sentence, here you will get two clause. One is main clause and one is subordinate clause. Now main clause is known as an independent clause, while subordinate clause is known as dependent clause, because this subordinate clause is depend on the main clause. Now students, today we'll learn what is compound sentence. So first of all, everybody open your textbook and look at page number 129. Compound sentences. Look at these sentences. Now first of all, students, look these all two sentences. Now we'll see what's the difference here. What's the difference between complex and compound? What's the difference among simple, complex and compound sentences? Pranita walks to school, but she takes the bus to go back home. Sudhir goes to school by bus and his sister picks him up on the way back. Now look at here. Pranita walks to school, but she takes the bus to go back home. Now, students, a very simple difference we got here between compound and complex sentence. As we know that in a complex sentence, there is the used conjunctions are though, because, unless, until, who, etc. Now here, which conjunction use but and? It's different than complex sentence. Now look at the definition. Each of these sentences has two clauses each, and both make complete sense independently. Now these two sentences joined by and but. So here two clause. In complex sentence, one is dependent and one is independent. That independent is depend on main clause, independent clause. But here in a compound sentence, both clause are independent. Now independent means both are main clause. Got students? In a complex sentence, one is main and one is subordinate clause. But in a compound sentence, both are independent. This means both are main clauses. Sudhir goes to school by bus and his sister picks him up on the way back. Sudhir goes to school by bus. One clause. Sudhir is a subject, goes is a verb, goes to school by bus is a predicate. His sister is a subject, picks is a verb, picks him up on the way back is a predicate. So both are main clause. So both are independent. Now look at the definition. Sentences with two or more main clauses are called compound sentences. Now here, two main clauses will come, or maybe more than two main clauses will come. So sentences with two or more main clauses are called compound sentences. So students, I hope it's clear to you. Don't be confused between complex and compound sentence. In a complex sentence, there is one main clause and one subordinate clause. These clauses depend on main clause, and that's why between the conjunction is used is because, though, when, who, etc. But here both are independent. Both are main clause, and that's why there is used conjunction like but, so, or, yet, etc. Look at here. Compound sentences are formed by using the coordinating conjunctions like and, but, so, or, yet, and so on. So here, which conjunctions you have to use? And, but, so, or, yet, etc. The first sentence can also be written like this, dropping the subject from the second clause. Pranita walks to school but takes the bus to go back home. So here you can drop the subject. She is used for Pranita. So she pronoun you can drop it. This is still a compound sentence because it has two main clauses with the verbs walks and takes. Here which verb? Walks, and here takes. Pranita is the common subject for both because here she is used for Pranita only. Understand, students? So here it's a common subject for both, but the action of this one subject is different, walks and takes. So here two clauses and both are independent. So both are main clause. Now look at, students, here very simple one exercise is for you. Join the sentences using suitable coordinating conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions means yet, but, so, therefore, and. So here two sentences have given to you. So students, you have to join it by using this yet, but, so, therefore, and coordinating conjunctions. Now look at first example. Mary has many pets. The cat is her favorite. Now these two sentences we have to join by using these conjunctions, and we have to make a one sentence. Mary has many pets, but the cat is her favorite. So here opposite, so that's why we have used but. She is very helpful. He is a good friend. Now here which conjunction will come? She is very helpful and he is a good friend. She is very helpful. Therefore he is a good friend. She is very helpful, so he is a good friend. So students, these three are correct. Now remember one thing, while writing in a one sentence, how to write? She is very helpful. After you have to put a comma, and then you have to use so or therefore, or if you want to write and. These three are correct. You can use any one also. And after this he, H is capital, so you have to write H small. He is a good friend, and after you have to put a full stop. So remember one thing, after helpful you have to put a comma, and he is a good friend, then you have to put a full stop. Now look at number 3. The exams are over. The results are not announced. The exams are over, but the T is small. T will not come capital. And after over here, you don't have to put anything. Just have to remove this full stop. Over. But the results are not announced, full stop. Please switch off the lights. Don't forget to close the main door. Please switch off the lights. And don't, D small. And after completed sentence, you have to put a full stop. Please switch off the lights and don't forget to close the main door. Now students, on the next page, that is page number 130, another two sentences already given in your textbook. So students, try to write it yourself. Try to solve these answers yourself. As we know that a sentence which has more than one main clause and one or more subordinate clauses is called a compound complex sentence. As we know, complex sentence, main clause, more than one subordinate clause. Compound sentence, both main clause. Right? Now here, this exercise we have to solve. Identify and write whether the following sentences are simple, compound or complex. Here we have to identify that this sentence is simple, compound or complex. Now once again I remind you, in a simple sentence only one clause will come. That is subject and predicate, verb will come. Complex sentence means one main clause and more than one subordinate clause. And compound sentence means both main clause. Now look at first sentence. Every cloud has a silver lining. Every cloud has a silver lining. Every cloud is a subject. Has a silver lining, predicate. Has is a verb. Only one clause. So, every cloud has is a one cloud. Yes, subject and verb. So, this is known as simple sentence. Look at the next. We invited Tisha and she came. Here look at two clause. We invited Tisha and she came. Now it's joined with and. So, which sentence? Definitely if it's joined with and, but, yet, therefore, so means it's a compound. Yes, we is a subject, invited is a verb, she is a subject, and came is a verb. It's known as compound sentence. I tried to call him, but his number was engaged. I tried to call him, but his number was engaged. Once again is joined with but. I is a subject, tried is a verb. His number is a subject, was is a verb. So it's a once again compound sentence. The phone rang while I was eating my dinner. Now it's joined with while. So we have learned in complex sentence that there is a main clause and subordinate clause here. Here the phone rang is a main clause. I was eating my dinner is a subordinate clause. Here it's joined with while. When your sentence is joined with while, because, although, unless, until, who means is your complex sentence. Students, if you find difficulty to identify main clause and subordinate clause, so it's very easy for you to just identify the conjunctions. If there is the conjunction like and, but, yet, therefore, so, its use is your compound sentence. If there is conjunction like while, whom, yet, unless, although, because its use is your complex sentence. Don't preach what you cannot practice. Which conjunction? What is used? So here it's a once again complex sentence. Now look at number 6. Is he tall or is he short? Is he tall or is he short? Now it's joined with or. So it's which sentence? Compound sentence. Little drops of water make the ocean. Now look at students, little drops of water is a subject, make is a verb, make the ocean is known as predicate. So which type of sentence is? This is a simple sentence, only one clause, little drop of water make is a one clause. Now look at 8 number sentence. He finished doing his homework, yet he continued to study. It's joined with yet. It's known as compound sentence. Now students, another 6 sentences you have to do yourself. Try to identify the conjunctions and according to it, identify whether it is a simple, complex or compound sentence. Now students, in our next video, we'll learn the analysis of sentences. How to analyze, how to identify main clause, subordinate clause. In a main clause, we have to identify subject, predicate. In a subordinate clause also, we have to identify subject and predicate. And I hope students that it's very easy for you to identify subject and predicate because we have just completed before only the chapter elements of a sentence. So students, still if you have related any doubts that what is subject, what is predicate, you can go through those videos related elements of a sentence. So it's easy for you to understand this chapter very easily. And still if you have any doubts, you can write in the comment box so we can solve it soon. Thank you students and have a wonderful day.